Sparkles and Shivs, it's the Con Mom Show. Stephanie
and Sarah.
Hello everyone, you're watching Con Moms. I'm Sarah.
I'm Stephanie.
And we are your Con Mothers. And we have returned. Season 2. We are here. It is currently T-minus a little over a week till Halloween. And we are very excited.
So excited. I've got my spoopy dark lighting. Yes. That's definitely not the results of doing the best I can with the camera that I have been given.
You're like, I am spoopy. This is my spoopy vampire lair.
Everything is intentional. What are you talking about?
Hey, I feel like you got it. I feel like in every like horror movie ever, there's always like this awesome bookshelf with all these tomes.
That is true.
Tomes and my mysterious artifacts.
If you don't have like a mysterious book in your horror movie, like what are you even doing?
Cheap, I say. Cheap. No.
I say this is a great.
That must continue.
Yeah. I say this is a great aficionado of like 2 horror movies, but you know, this is fine.
It's fair. I celebrated Spoopy season early by going and getting a bunch of like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a sucker for the Halloween cat toys. The PetSmart. I'm like, does he need more toys? No. But do I want the Batcave tent? Yes. That has all the little bats on it. It's bright orange. Yes, I do.
Yep.
And of course, like all the sparkly, like dark cat toys. And like, I'm all here for this. But I mean, it played out my favor because my cat actually loves the tent and sleeps in it. So I don't feel like
okay. There you go. There you go.
A toy box of toys he goes and browses through. So
see, our cat, like my poor animals have been subjugated to me trying to put them into costumes because I'm that person. So my cat has fairy wings and also a dragon costume. And both of those give the same reaction to her, which is she just lays down and stares at us and goes, I've forgotten how to move now. You're going to have to carry me now. You put me in this costume. You got to carry me all over the place. That's how it's going to be. I'll be real cute for you, but I'm not moving. You get to now just carry me everywhere you want me to be. I'll be real cute where you put me, but I'm not walking anymore now. And my dog tries to walk and then gets really pathetic and just like forgets how to. So
I love how they're like, how do I animal?
How do I do this anymore with this thing on my body? I don't know. So
I haven't tried anything past capes. Like capes seem to be our cat's max. Like they love the Dracula capes. And love little vampire kitty photos. But like outside of that, they're like, I really want to get some like superhero ones for him, Silas. I'm like, I wonder if I can bribe him. Treats.
Yes.
Wet food.
Treats.
I've started like when I do costumes, giving them wet food after, because kitties can cosplay too. Everyone, pets can cosplay. But yeah,
naturally.
I've been like rewarding him. I'm like, you put the costume on, you take a photo, wet food. Put the costume on, photo, wet food. So he associates it with good things. And now he's like.
So Pets cosplaying, one of my friends loves to like one of her favorite cosplay characters is Dany from Game of Thrones. And she has wiener dogs. And so she made dragon costumes for her wiener dogs and would take them with her wherever she could as her dragon babies. And it was majestic and I loved it so much.
I'm sure everybody was like, even people who aren't cosplayers and nerds are probably like
for sure. The best part is that one of the dogs was like actually like a trained animal, like a trained service animal to respond to like anxiety attacks in humans. So like this little wiener dog would go, like if someone was panicking around him, he'll like go and seek them out and be like, I love you now, in his floppy dragon costume. And it was just he's precious. He's precious.
I'd be like, well, I can't focus now. This is way too adorable to do anything with my life.
Yeah, like I don't know how to handle this this wiener dog in a dragon costume deciding that I am his new best friend. Okay, we're here now.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't. I would literally be like, all thoughts of the cats are like, our pets are like, oh, how do I pet? Now I'm like, how do I human? Like, this is adorable. I don't know.
What do I do with this? I don't know anymore. Like everything is like, it's left the building. It's left the building. We don't know.
Yeah. And of course, speaking of cats, this is now the time my creature has decided to play with the closet door during our calls. So.
That's all right. That's all right.
Hey, Mom.
I feel like one of these days, so one of the YouTubers I follow has a puppy cam. I'm like, one of these days we're just gonna end up with like an animal cam, because like wherever I go, my dog is at my feet. He's at my feet right now. Vibing. He's vibing quietly, and I appreciate that for him. But yeah, like one of these days we're just gonna need like animal cams or something.
I'm always wondering about studying that and see what my cat does when I go like to work at stuff. Because my job is remote, but like I do photo shoots and videos, things and stuff like that, projects. So I'm like, I'm curious what he'd be like. I wonder if he'd be like, oh, see, he's singing the songs with people. But yeah, cosplay and Halloween. How do we feel about cosplay and Halloween? It's funny because like growing up, I always loved Halloween. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh, it's because it's the only day it's socially acceptable to cosplay, basically.
Okay, but yes and no, because like here's the thing I found. Because you know, I am a cosplayer and I work in a very more stuffy office building. The amount of times I've won our office Halloween costumes has been 0. And that is because that the demographic, what people are looking for in Halloween costumes is not the same as when you're cosplaying. It's not. Like, and I don't mean this to be negative. I don't mean this to be gatekeeper. You're like, oh, well, the quality is just so much. It's just what people are looking for is different in a convention versus a Halloween like hangout. It's just different. You know, like, yeah, I brought my like handmade with like all this hand beading work, Morticia gown to the office, and people were super impressed and thought it was cool, but not any cooler than somebody who like dressed up as Dwight from The Office with like a cardstock mustache on their face. And like, no, and that's not knocking that person. I love that person who did it. They are one of my best friends ever, and I love their creativity and I love their fun embrace over the chaos that is the Halloween holiday. It's just one of those like, Halloween is not the time to bring your like A-game cosplay to the scene. You're going to be uncomfortable. Not enough people are going to get it or appreciate it. Bring your comfies, bring your funsies, bring your like basic, like common denominator stuff that you didn't put that much effort or okay, not that much effort, but you know, like that it's not the time to like go crazy and ham with the details and all of this other like stuff that nobody's going to see. Halloween is where the 5-foot rule costumes shine.
Yep.
You know,
it's just like what it is. Like you said, like people like that don't do costuming or that stuff aren't, like you said, not going to care about the details. They're going to be like, They're like, oh, something that's
Morticia,
well-known, like
I love Morticia.
Yeah, like, oh, a show I like, something that's well known to everyone. Love it. Like,
yeah.
100%.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, it's one of those like knowing your audiences. And that's what Halloween is. Like my wifey is she's working the 29th and the 30th this year. And so like one day she's going to be the Crow because, you know, the Crow, iconic, but also wearing comfies that she can work in and not be like, you know, all of that. And the other day, because we already have like the suit, which Carnage. And the only reason Carnage is because the movie just came out. So people are thinking about the character now. And I have a suit for Carnage. And it's basically like Spidey suits are like footy pajamas. They're so comfortable, guys. They're so comfortable.
I want to get my own. I'm like, I just want one. They're like cozy.
Yeah. They're so comfy. So freaking comfy. They're the best like casual thing that and you can, and I think what I love about them is that you can go crazy as detail oriented and crazy on them and build on top of them that you want, or you can wear them right out of the bag, and that works too. It's really up to you how the level you want to go. But like Halloween is the time to just like wear them right out of the bag and just be like, oh yeah, footy pajama day for me. It's great.
I'm like, for me, Halloween is like the day like I don't care. Like I'm like easy costumes, all the easy things. I don't care if it's a cheap $5 wig from the bag, like stick it on my head.
Matter.
No one cares. Like
no one cares. And there's like a freedom and a fun in that no one cares aspect, because like the cosplay world can be so like, oh, I'm posting of a cosplay. Oh crap, what if I get these like weirdy comments about the height of my heels? Spoiler alert, I have. What if I get these comments about how I should have done the body paint and prosthetics instead of a suit? Spoiler alert, I have. In both cases, I was like, well, buy it for me then. I did. That's what I said.
Too. I don't take people's shit. I mean,
I don't. I wore a Mystique bodysuit and did face paint and was really happy with like the face paint and everything while I was in this bodysuit. And I wore it to be comfortable because I knew, like, I was at a big con where I knew I was going to do a ton of walking. I didn't have a lot of photo shoots set up. I wasn't in a group. I was literally there to vibe and play with my face painting skills and just focusing on that. And I got comment about like I should have done full body paint and prosthetics. And I'm like, first of all, I was already cold, so that would have been a real problem. Second, the prosthetic cost.
That's expensive, especially for the amount of how all over your body.
And time. The original movie Mystique spent 8 hours in the chair for makeup. They got it down to like 4, I think, eventually. And that is a team of professionals.
A team. That's more than one person.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm putting on the suit and I'm doing my face and I'm putting on this wig. And I'm going to be good from there. And I told that person straight up, that is the time sink. This is the estimated cost sink. You want it that bad for me? Buy it for me.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about Halloween, no one will say that kind of crap to you, because people will go, oh, that's so cool that you went all in with that. Oh, that's awesome. I love that character in this movie. No one's going to tell you that, oh, you should have done the prosthetics, or, oh, you should have done this full thing. People are going to go, oh, that character is so cool. I love them. And I love that.
To me, Halloween's like basically when the whole world feels like Comic-Con, but like the best side of Comic-Con. For everybody,
no one's judging
and everybody's like, I love it.
Yeah, where no one's judgy and everyone's just like vibing, and like you showed up, and for that gold star, which I realize is like, oh, participation trophy, but you know what? The world is literally on fire. Let us have joy.
And sometimes there's nothing wrong with participation trophies. Fun facts. I would rather people, like, obviously, like, I don't want you to come if you don't feel comfortable, but like I would rather people participate and have fun than like try to go all out when no one cares and they're just stressed and it's miserable, not fun for them. So
show up and participate, but be like comfortable and fun about it, because it's like, it's Halloween. It's not that serious. You can relax a little bit. You can vibe. You can just do it. I'm going to be real honest. I still don't know what I'm wearing for Halloween. I've planned out my girls' Halloween costumes, and I've made the commitment to help her with her makeup for both of those costumes. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm torn between being a vampire, but I was going to be a vampire because I love vampires, or being a celestial witch, because I have like all my like starry, I like a giant cloak that's all like stars and unicorns, like astronomy, gosh, I don't have words anymore, you guys. Unicorn constellations and things like that. I love being like a unicorn celestial witch. I know, like, I kind of want to do that. I feel like vampire have done so much, because I'm always like, I want to be a vampire. Every year I'm like, let's do a different iteration of a vampire.
But vampire is one of those, like, it's a classic. It doesn't get old on Halloween. It just doesn't. I can
do fun like punk skater versions and do whatever the heck what I want with it.
Yeah, you got teeth, you got fake blood. Guess what? You're a vampire and everyone's gonna get it. And again, that's something I love about the Halloween costume vibe.
One year I did a hollow vampire, and that's, I think, my favorite costume to date. What is your favorite costume you ever done
for Halloween?
Yeah.
There was a time back in my youth and before this fandom went to hell, I was Hermione for 3 years in a row. And one dress, I had the same dress that I wore every time that I wish I still had because it was nice. And then I was Cleopatra one year because I did a school project on her and I loved her so much for the school project that I really wanted to be here for Halloween that year. I think that, yeah.
The repeating costumes make me think of my childhood. I literally, for like a period of like 4 or 5 years, when I grew up poor, so it's not like I could really go out and get tons of costumes if I wanted to anyways, but like I somehow, I don't remember how we even got this costume, but we got a giant green M&M costume. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I wore that thing for probably 5 or 6 years. I was just an M&M and I was like, this is my life. I am vibing as an M&M.
Okay.
It was the best childhood.
Wonderful though. Okay. So that reminds me. So when my family was little, my mom was really into making costumes for my sisters and I, which is super cute and kind of a blessing, honestly. So there was one year where my mom, for my sister, who I think was like 3 or 4 at the time, like she was little, made her a chocolate chip cookie costume because she wanted to be a chocolate chip cookie for Halloween. Yes. And so she had like this felt like, like a sandwich board, but it was like a cookie with a bite out of it front and back and a little beret that looked like a chocolate chip. And she made me that same year, she made me monarch butterfly wings out of cardboard and like looking through all of these photographs to get the pattern just right. But I still think the best Halloween costume I ever had was made by my mother. And I really that year wanted to be a sky dancer. The toys or the wine toys that were super dangerous. That would like, yeah. My mom made me a sky dancer costume because I wanted to be a sky dancer. I do somewhere. I know my mom has photos somewhere. So I will try.
I loved stupid sky dancers. I was like, I don't care how I'm gonna collect
sky dancers were the freaking jam. I loved them so hard.
Everyone we have a guest.
Like I was so. I don't think my mom understands how much I appreciate how much work that she did on our Halloween costumes for that period of my life, because my mom went hard. We went to her and we were like, oh, I love this. We're like, I want to be this for Halloween. And she was like, okay. And then would make it happen.
She's like, challenge accepted, y'all. Am I a joke to you? No.
It was amazing. Like, seriously. And I'm sure like my dad was involved in some of like the rigging for some of this as well. Like when I was my monarch butterfly with my giant cardboard wings, which were like, honestly, they were almost to scale as far as what the body versus wing ratio would be for an actual monarch butterfly. So we were traveling and this was like in rural Nevada, like outside of any big cities, right? We were in my dad's Jeep with a backseat down and I was just holding on to the sides in my butterfly wings because I couldn't get buckled in to go driving to the trick-or-treat areas.
Oh my gosh. You're like, we're jerry-rigging this. Everybody hold on.
Oh my gosh, some of the best years of my life right there.
Silas is also telling us about his favorite costumes in his short years of life. Sir, are you singing a sad song?
Sir, the sad song of your people. Sir.
Yeah, he's I've been gone all day for context and I just got home and he's like, you immediately went and started a thing and did not hang out with me, and this is where his
my dog does the same thing. I was gone for 3 hours and he was losing his goddamn mind.
I really want to get like you were talking about, I want to get a like cat cam and be like, what are you doing at least? Yeah, so what are you guys going to be for Halloween?
I don't know.
Tell us everyone. Know. I know you know. She'll tell us next episode when we come back. She'll have to tell us like, what was she? Who was she?
Because here's the thing, I have 3 costumes for Michaela.
I love it.
My wifey has 3 costumes because like her birthday is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the time of this recording. And we're having a themed birthday party for her. And I bought her so she's going to kind of do like a bound cosplay of a character from Midna from the Legend of Twilight Princess.
Nice.
So she's doing a bound version of that, which is her favorite game. And then Halloween, she has her 2 costumes. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know how I'm going to be dressing myself for her own damn birthday party. I'm too busy working about the decorations and the costumes for my animals and her stuff. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to put on some elf ears. Look, I'm Hilligan. Yay.
I love it. Well, you guys will have to tune in next week and see what we end up being. We'll just have to tell you guys, maybe share a picture or two, be like, this is us, this is what we did. But yeah, tell us below what you are going to be for Halloween or what you were if you watch this later. Thank you as always for watching. We love and appreciate you, and we're glad to see you again. This is Con Moms.